I just completed watching Spider-Man Brand New Day, and we have a lot to discuss. I know a lot of people are gonna have mixed emotions on this Spider-Man. If it's the best Spider-Man ever, if this was an underwhelming Spider-Man, um, it did just live up to all the hype and expectations that people had. We'll break down all of that here in this video. I'm gonna try to do this video without any spoilers, no spoilers in this video. Um, but I also will be dropping another video with plenty of spoilers, so y'all stay tuned for that. Getting directly into the film, they start off with a 4-year time skip, and you guys know I love time skips. Fuck. We start off with a 4-year time skip where a lot has changed. Well, for everybody besides Peter. Peter's still broke as fuck, living in his attic. Peter's a mess. He's been watching his old friends from their social medias and whatnot, stalking his old friends. He's been fighting crime, taking care of a whole bunch of just street level fodder villains. Some of your favorite villains, unfortunately, are probably going to be street level fodder. At the beginning of the film, he's completely isolated, and more and more, his powers are kind of going haywire. Um, just shit's not working. You know, powers aren't working. Things are just flipping out, not doing what they normally would do. Now, this is a cool twist. I'm kind of tired of always seeing these movies highlight the high school. I mean, I kind of have my theory of why the high school is so highlighted and the college is so skipped over and like looked over. I think it's because high school is something that most people go to, are forced to go to, and everybody kind of has to go to that. But college is more like a luxury that not everybody's able to relate to. But I kind of want to know y'all's thought process on that. Why is college just kind of overlooked when it comes to like making movies and films, and why is high school so pushed? But it's good and refreshing to see like now these characters are a little bit older, a little bit more mature, have way more like real life stuff going on versus just high school Peter swinging around New York. You also see now that Peter's working with damage control. Now this is not a spoiler. Damage control is just a government agency that's there to stop damage pretty much. Work with heroes and whatnot on street level issues to stop crime. It's not nothing special, no big spoiler. Just Peter's working with them. I know a lot of fans are going to be sad that they're not getting a lot of their villains flushed out. I apologize. I didn't make the movie. But if you're a fan of like Scorpion and Tombstone and all these other guys, they didn't get much screen time. No spoiler again. It's not a spoiler. It's just the truth. You're not going to be too excited about that if that's something you came in looking for. Peter's powers are going haywire every day now, more frequently, even worse. Kind of just throwing everything off, changing his personality, his attitude, everything. Which makes him go to see Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, is a professor at the local college. It's cool to see how these like Avengers and other heroes would fit into like a day to day setting. You always want to relate these movies to like, I know they're movies, obviously, but you want to relate these movies to like real life. How would these real life individuals like enact in our societies? And Dr. Banner being a professor at a local university makes plenty of sense. With the help of Bruce Banner, Peter creates something that's just going to be monumental to the entire history of the Marvel cinematics going forward. This is going to be pivotal. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm not going to spoil too much for you. Just understand that. Pay attention to that conversation and things that they're doing, because that's going to be major going forward. Really, gotta give our hats off to Tom Holland. I'm gonna do that a few times in this video. Obviously, to me, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man that there is. I'll make a video about that going forward, probably later in the week, about who and my rankings of the Spider-Mans. But I have Tom Holland obviously number one, and there's a reason why. This movie was a good showing of Tom Holland's range and ability to show the emotions of Peter Parker. We've gotten a lot of him as Spider-Man. When he first came in, he was in the Avengers. He was just Spider-Man, pretty much. Now we're getting a little bit more of a deeper look on how he is at Peter Parker, which to me, in the Spider-Man saga in the series, it's a little bit more impactful than many other people's humanly personas. Sorry, like Iron Man, Tony Stark is just all one thing, but Peter Parker, Spider-Man are two completely different people, and it's good to see that done well through Tom Holland. Tom's regular life. Shit, Tom. I'm just calling him Tom from now on. Tom's regular life, aka Peter Parker. Regular life, he's stalking his friends. He ends up going to this party scene. It's it's a tough scene to watch as a man. It's a tough scene to watch. He leaves that, and it kind of just makes everything go a little bit crazier with the powers. You know, things get a little bit more intense with the powers. There is actually a few bad, evil villain characters in this that I think they did a good job casting and acting in all of them. The main bit bad for the movie, quote unquote, was extremely impactful, powerful, OP throughout the whole entire movie. It's a good foe for Peter. It combats his skill sets and powers very well, and Peter has some powers and skills that combat the main foe extremely well. It main plot line kind of twists and turns on the heart, on the emotions. Um, throws you through a roller coaster ride where things are unexpected. Um, Not everything's what it seems, but it was definitely a great showing and a great decision for this main big bad. There is some flaws. This is one of the rare areas where I would say there is some flaws um, that could have been done extremely better. But without doing any spoilers, giving any spoilers, I think that the casting and the acting by the main big bad was very solid. Obviously, Peter gets a power up due to these, powers going haywire. Um, I wish this was fleshed out a little bit more. Again, I'm not gonna say too much. I have a spoiler video dropping, but another thing that was great was all of the scenes with Tom Holland showing the emotions. Like Tom Holland did a great job. There's a few scenes here where you just be surprised by the range of Tom Holland and the emotions that you feel for certain situations. Another thing that Tom Holland has done very well in really all of his Spider-Man movies is chemistry. Whenever Tom's on the screen, I mean, he kills his solos. Whenever he's on the screen with somebody else, whether it's the Punisher, which was an excellent casting, excellent choice to have in the movie, or he's with Zendaya, or he's with Ned, or he's with whoever he's with, there's great chemistry. Great chemistry, great dialogue, done exceptionally well. The Punisher was a funny addition. Now, I haven't seen much of the Punisher. I really don't know too much about the Punisher, but it was a funny addition to have as an older, figure um, for Spider-Man. Though I think we're getting to the point where, especially after this movie, we're getting to the point where he doesn't really need that. It was cool to have, especially after the Iron Man death, another older figure with him. He's still relatively young. They think these guys are probably in the late 30s, 40s. Peter's probably like 23, 22. But we're getting to the point where I don't know if he needs that. Let's see Tom do Tom. I don't know if he needs a guidance or a father figure anymore. Overall, to me, I think this is arguably the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Bec- don't freak out now. When I say that, I say you have to compare it to the other Spider-Man movies. And if we're looking at this Spider-Man movie in my eyes, I will break these just down later. We're looking at the Spider-Man movies in my eyes. Tobey only has one that could compete to this. This is better than the original Spider-Man by Tobey. This is better than Spider-Man 3 by Tobey for sure. Spider-Man 2, you can have a debate. You guys always hate the Andrew Garfield movies. So I'm gonna clear the whole field of those. Alright? Homecoming is good. It's good. But it doesn't have the impact and the heartfelt moments that this one does. It just doesn't. This one was able to touch the emotions, touch the heart, you know, more than the rest. Homecoming was funny, cool, great introduction. Far From Home is dog shit. We know that. No Way Home was definitely arguably could be on this type of level. But it's just so much more that they did with No Way Home. It's not really even just a Spider-Man movie. It's like more of like a Spider-Man conglomerate movie. This is just Tom being Tom. Overall, I say this has a chance to be the best Spider-Man movie of all time. I'm not including any of those cartoon movies. I'd love to see where they go from here. I have a lot of ideas where they can go from here. I'll probably drop those videos later. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts is in the comments. Where do y'all rank y'all Spider-Man movie? Where do y'all rank this Spider-Man movie? What's your favorite Spider-Man movie? What's your favorite Spider-Man? Let me know in the comments. I'm out.